scripture does say in Joel that in the last days he will pour out his spirit upon all flesh. And your old men will dream dreams, your young men will see visions, on his handmaidens and men and women and children alike, he will pour out his spirit.
And it shall come to pass afterward that I will pour out my spirit on all flesh. Your sons and your daughters shall prophesy. Your old men shall dream dreams, and your young men shall see visions. Even on the male and female servants in those days I will pour out my spirit. And it shall come to pass that every one who calls on the name of Yahusha shall be saved.
You might have dreams, you might have visions, you might have both, but that is the way he is communicating with us. It's a very intimate way to communicate and get straight to the heart of the person, so that he is talking to you. It's one thing when you maybe go to church and hear other people talking about things, and you're like, oh, well, I don't know if that really applies to me. But when you have a dream and things are spoken directly to you and to your spirit, that's what builds your faith, that's what builds your trust, and that's what builds that relationship with the Father through the Son. Just a small little example. There was one night, and it seemed like the whole night I had just dreamt all about flowers. It's like in the dream I kept knowing that there were, flowers in the Bible, something about flowers in the Bible all night long. It never was really, really clear, what was going on. It just was so weird and so random that you just couldn't ignore it. And so the first chance I got, I asked my aunt, and I was like, is there anything in the Bible about flowers? Because I just kept dreaming about flowers all night long, and the Bible, something about flowers and the Bible. And of course the scripture that she goes to, it's just perfect. It says the flowers wither, or the grass withers and the flowers fade, but the word of our God, the word of Yahweh, will stand forever. It was a big sign, that he was letting me know, you need to get my word. Scripture are food and life to those who have the ears to hear and eyes to see and read and to understand. There's all kinds of people who can read the scripture, and you've got all kinds of translations of it. I recommend, if there's any way you can, to go back and read the original manuscript or the original text in the Torah. If you can get your hands on a Torah and you know how to read Hebrew, there you go. You've just, so much further ahead in the game. But there are resources now available online that you can go and type in the original Hebrew word or phrase, or they've got the whole translation online, and you can go word for word through all the scriptures and look and see what the original Hebrew is. You know, I don't know if, I mean, of course the preachers never teach that, you know, there's any kind of mistranslation in the King James, and that's not what this video is about. I'm not pointing any finger at any specific translation. I'm just saying, when you translate from the original, there is always an opportunity for error, and it depends on who's doing the translating, and you know, there can be an agenda behind that as well, and that is for you to go and research yourself and let the Spirit reveal to you, you know, what, you know, is, you know, your spirit will bear witness if it's the truth or not. So let Father, you know, show you. I'm just telling you from what I've learned. You know, you can, you know, take my little bit of experience, advice, or whatever you want to call it, and maybe glean a little bit of understanding, and like I said, get a little bit further along in the game than most people. My faith is pretty strong. That's not to say that I don't have bad days. I'm just as human as you are. I mean, just because our spirit's been born again doesn't mean our flesh and emotions and, you know, has been born again, because it has not. But anyway, yeah, do a little digging. Go back to those Hebrew words and try to, you know, glean a little bit deeper understanding.